Cheers, I do buckaroos. How the heck are you? Let me do a slide adjustment. There we go. There we go. Let me square myself up here. So warm out here. It has been raining all day up until now. So now it's just gotten humid as all hell, but I still want to come out to my pub area. I hadn't been here in a few days. Wife and I took off for 3 days, and it was nice, but it's nice to be home too. So I want to share a couple that I picked up in Western Missouri. The first is the Little Lucy's Hot Pepper Ale. I believe it runs at 5%. I don't see where it's on the can. Don't see it anyway. I do believe it runs at 5%. It's got a beautiful color, though. I had a nice head there, but it took me a couple minutes to get this going here. Oh, that's delicious. I should have told you about the nose. The nose is insane. I feel like I'm getting a little serrano on the nose, a little jalapeno, but I'm really feeling serrano the most, to be honest with you. That's one thing I do like about this one. I think I've had it before, but it's been quite some years, probably at least a decade. I forgot to do something here. Make sure my privacy settings are set right here. They seem to keep getting changed. I can't figure out. I'll have them be set for a while, then it'll default back to, yep, did it again. There we go. I think we're good now. There we go. Anyways, yeah, I think I've had it before, but it's been quite some years. It is really tasty though. The nose is what's exciting though for me. You do feel that brilliant pepper nose. I think it'd be great as part of a marinade, especially on some pork, because it will add just a little bit of flavor. There's not much heat in the beer. You feel just a hint on the back end, but there's not a lot. It's just that nose is just insanely good, which would make it a great use on pork, I think. And add this. Be great with some peach. Peach juice or puree would make it nice. Those two would be great with this. Well, it's outstanding. That's outstanding, man. Yeah, I decided to do live for two, kind of two, kill two birds with one stone, because this is uploading to, or it goes directly to, I guess I should say, YouTube, so I don't have to format a video to go to YouTube. We'll do two of the beers. And quite frankly, I'm trying to clear up some room on my phone. I did so much video over the last 3 days. I didn't upload anything because, I didn't. I did want to. I didn't put out anything, I guess I should say, because I didn't want anybody to know we were gone until we got home. Uh, oh, that's delicious. So I did visit Weston Brewing Company. I didn't have any beers there. I've told this story ad nauseum already, though. But you got to go down some stairs, man. And my knee. We walked a lot Wednesday and Thursday, and have to do more stairs, man. We'd already been walking a lot further. I didn't want to do one more staircase because I'd have to come back up that sucker. We already had to do a staircase to visit the first winery we went to, which was Purtle, and uh, my knee was so done. So I just grabbed some beer to go. Just grab some beer to go. I can't do it, man. Mm. Man, that ain't bad at all. Yeah, I think I work on some chicken. I wouldn't do breasts. Maybe possibly a whole chicken, but I would do thighs. I would love to do some thighs and then smoke them. Soak this in some thigh, or soak some thighs using this as part of the marinade. Or oh yeah, it'd be good. So now I'm thinking, what am I going to do next? You know what? I think it'd be great for some chicken wings. Great part of a brine for some chicken wings as well. Uh, Hit the Trader Joe's on our way out of town. Picked up a few items, but we'd also picked up some few items from a few places along the way. Picked up some meat from a meat shop in Liberty, Missouri called Uppercut KC. And man, the stuff looked good in there. But so far, the only thing I've tried is their hot dogs. I bought these, so I was picking up a few items, and this guy comes in. He picks up, I don't know, maybe 15 packages of hot dogs. So I thought, and they weren't cheap. I get 15 packages of hot dogs for his family. If they're that good, I'm gonna buy one package. And my wife and I each had one today for lunch, and they are crazy good. I wish I had bought a couple more packages to have in the freezer because they are the best hot dog I've ever had, man. They really are. They were just amazing. I like to steam them. If I'm not cooking them on a grill, I like to steam them. I don't necessarily like a dirty water dog. And I don't mind them cooked in a pan so much if you want to, some cast iron to get that grill. But I like them steamed better than the dirty water because you cook them a little slower and it gets that grease out. Get them warmed all the way through. It really gets that grease out of the dog. Having said that, these weren't very greasy at all. They were just amazing. It was without a doubt the best hot dog I've ever had. I'm really upset at myself for not buying more. But they weren't cheap. But man, I don't mind paying for quality. They were very good. Oh, we picked up some brioche buns from Trader Joe's. Uh, Grilled them on each side. Oh man, picked up some really good onions. There were small onions at a farmer's market, and they were nice and sweet, so they were perfect on the dog as well. I do like mustard and onions on my dog. In this case, we used a Weber sweet and spicy mustard, kind of a brown mustard. But I had one jalapeno out of our garden that I needed to use, so I gave it a nice grill on each side and then sliced it on the bias, and then I spread that across the hot dog. And, oh man, between the quality of that dog, the crunch of the onion, the mustard, oh man, it was beautiful, babe. You're beautiful, babe. Don't ever change. Uh, like to get out here when I can, when it's not too big. Usually it's not too bad right after it rains, but the flies are already coming back out. I was hoping to beat them out here. So here's another one I believe I've had, but it's been at least a decade, probably closer to a decade and a half. Brewed and canned by O'Malley's of Weston, Missouri. Weston Brewing Company. This is a Rip Van Winkle, old Rip Van Winkle beer. The Royal Brewing Company, Kansas City, Mo. Bourbon barrel aged double bock, brewed and canned, O'Malley's of Weston, Missouri. Show you that can. There's some nice artwork on that can. I'm not reading where it says the ABV on the can, but I did look it up. Maybe in some of this little writing, but I'm just not seeing it. Listed at 8.8%. Trade cans as I switch beers. Barrel aged double bock or doppelbock. Oh yeah. Oh wow. Oh man, that's okay. Okay, now we got something, baby. Oh, that nose. I'm wondering what barrels they use because they've got, of course, the McCormick distillery there, and then also home to Holiday Brewing. Hey, Doug, how are you, man? Good to see you. As I don't know if you heard any of my conversation, my wife and I, of course, you and I have had conversations. Our son's birthday would have been August 11th, he would have been 25. I've been home for 6 weeks with this damn knee and not working and kind of going stir crazy and getting the bills paid, but money's tight because I don't have any money coming in because I'm not working. But then an unexpected bonus check came in. I got a text from the boss. He says, "Tom, you got a bonus check here at the office." I says, "Oh man, enjoying a beer right now. What are you drinking, man? Tell me what you're drinking." Uh, Post your comments, dear sir. Lost my train of thought there. Forgot where I was going, man. So anyway, I got the bonus check, and we said, let's just take off for, we'll be gone the Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, 9th, 10th, and 11th. Came back yesterday on the 12th. Went up to Kansas City. Hadn't been in that area. Oh, rough beer. Oh, very nice, very nice. What I'm doing, I don't know if you heard me. This is a bourbon barrel aged double Bock from out of Weston Brewing, Weston, Missouri. That nose is crazy. Yeah, we spent 2 days in Liberty, Missouri. Just a little kind of east of Kansas City, I guess. I found a nice little spot right close to there downtown. And within walking this was another brew pub called Treats. We had dinner there the first night. I had one beer there. And then the second day, I actually went back for one more beer, but I had been about 1 6-pack to take back to the room. They're very good, very good. And then we spent one night in Weston, Missouri, because I've always wanted to stay in that little town. It's kind of an Irish theme. So we spent about an hour in a nice little Irish shop up there. Half Irish shop, well, actually maybe 2/3, maybe 3/4 Irish shop, but 1/4 whiskey store, man. It was really nice. Oh my God, you would love this beer. Oh my gosh, you would really love this beer. Brew Guru, I think, would like it as well because I know he loves a double Bock, and this one being a bourbon. Although I don't know that he's as crazy about bourbon barrel aged beers as you and I are. But and then we spent about 30 minutes at a little Italian shop next door. Then about 30 minutes at a little old-fashioned, old-style candy shop next door. Then I went to Holiday Distilling up in Weston. We hit Purtle Winery up in Weston. That's a very nice winery. They're also known for their meads, which was the main reason we wanted to go there. So I probably won't be buying alcohol for the remainder of the year. Kind of shot my budget, and we bought a lot of stuff, man. So that was kind of the point too. I just wanted to get a lot of stuff to put away, and especially now that my wife and I are drinking. I'm drinking more wine than beer these days. Although this trip I did buy more beer than I have in a while. Mostly because I was getting stuff I hadn't seen before. But yeah, I'm kind of getting the feel for drinking wine. So it was really nice to hit some of these places. We're both starting to learn what we like and what we don't, not just in the wine, but in the wineries and the places. We found we're not really big on the real pretentious spots. We like the more kind of mom and pop, We tend to like the smaller places a little better. Yeah, I'm not a big jewelry guy, to be honest with you, but there was some jewelry in there that was just amazing because I was going to get me a new ring and I didn't, but mostly because I didn't have my size. Otherwise, I probably would have bought it. But I am going to look online and probably order one. I believe it was oh gosh, I can't remember the name of that collection. I wonder if I can look it up real fast. So I got you. It was just amazing. It was rings, bracelets. I almost bought something, but I didn't. Keith Jack, that's it. I was getting it to transpose. I was calling it Jack Keith. Keith Jack collection. If you get a chance, look it up online. There's some amazing stuff. Uh, anyway, we just had a lot of fun walking around the store. Picked up a few things, but the back of the store, like I was saying earlier, is a whiskey shop. And you can go in and just buy bottles and take out, or you can have a drink there and walk around the store with your whiskey in your hand. So I did that. They had this Irish whiskey. I guess it was one of theirs. They had some with a very good price on it. I can't remember the name at the moment though, but it was only $4 a pour, and it was really good. So I just kind of had that. I picked up this a coffee. It was uh, Irish barrel aged coffee. So I've never had anything like that. So I'm gonna try to make some of that. I'll send you a message and let you know how that coffee is. And it's beans, so I've got to grind the beans here. So comes in a little bottle. I'll take a picture and send it to you. Yeah, I've never been there. We were actually looking into going right about the time Seamus got real sick, and then just after that, we just decided we weren't. We just the thought of going without him just tore us both apart. So I think at this point, now that I think at this point we're thinking maybe at some point, or we're still not there, and it would take a lot of savings to be able to do it. But I think we'd like to at some point. But again, every time I think about it, even when I just start looking up, different packages to go, my chest gets tight. So I don't know. But visiting places like Weston, where you got that little bit of Ireland here was very nice. This little store had an amazing Irish whiskey collection. We've got two pretty good-sized liquor stores here in town, Brown Derby Liquor and Macadoodles. Both have a good collection of whiskey, but most of their Irish is just the usual suspects. This little store, I mean, just a tiny store, had more Irish whiskey than both stores combined, and it wasn't just that. It was just they just had stuff packed from the floor to the ceiling. I mean, it was just stocked like nobody's business. And it wasn't just Irish; they had a great collection of Scotch and bourbon, and even Canadian whiskey, various American whiskeys as well. I did pick up one bottle of Irish whiskey, and I wish I had the bottle out here to show you. Post your comment there, Doug. I wish I had the bottle here to show you, but. It was I can't remember the name of it now. I gotta grab the bottle, but it's the first cast strength Irish that I'd ever seen. Showed it in a video yesterday, but I'll try to remember to take a picture and show you to see if you've seen this whiskey, because I'd never seen it before. And being cast strength, I was very very intrigued, so I went ahead and bought it. That and the fact that it was listed at $65 a bottle, but they had it on sale for $45. So that $45 for a cask strength Irish, that's pretty well for a cask strength. Any kind of whiskey is a pretty good deal, but especially an Irish. Oh, these are my first two beers of the day. I tried to get some work done today. I mean, not work whereas work, but work around the house done. Got a couple of things there. Fixed breakfast and lunch. Trying to help my wife because she hasn't. It's been hurting since we were back, I guess. I was trying to figure out a way to put that. I was trying to take some stuff off her plate, get some stuff cleaned up in the house and get stuff. We got stuff, we brought in stuff yesterday, but we really didn't get stuff put away. So I've been trying to get some stuff organized today. Mostly a lot of my stuff, to be honest with you. Get the beer and the stuff out of the way. So we both bought a few bottles of wine too. So trying to organize again, just trying to get some stuff done so she didn't have to. This is really good. I think you would like it. I actually think John would too. You do so. It is a nice 8.8% double Bock. Yeah, I'll take a picture of that bottle and show you. I'm not remembering. Hey, Eric, how are you, man? Good to hear from you. What's interesting about this is that you still do feel those big, those big multi. It says double Bock here, so I'm going to say double Bock because I want to say Doppelbock, but they refer to it as a double Bock, so I'll say double Bock. But yeah, you do feel the bourbon barrel. You really feel the bourbon barrel in a great big way on the nose. The flavor, you feel it right in the finish. You really feel. I don't know how long it's aged for, but you really feel those barrel notes in a great big way because you get that big oak. You're also getting a large dose of vanilla in there that really kind of changes the double Bock up, along with those big, those great big malty notes, a little bit of herbal notes from that Bock as well. Almost feels like you get just a hint of anise in there. Mm. So I thought I'd do a video, grab 2 beers, come out. And my wife had kind of nodded off in a chair, and I didn't want to disturb her, so I came out here so I wouldn't make noise. And Pepper IPA from Treehouse had little to no peppery notes or spice. What was I don't know if you're listening to the early part of my video, Eric, but I had the Little Lucy's Hot Pepper Ale, again from Weston. Both of these beers are from Weston Brewing, Weston, Missouri. Big pepper on the nose. Well, I was going to say a little bit on the flavor, but that's not right, too. A lot on the flavor, but just a little bit of heat. Not much heat, but good flavor. So in my opinion, it's done very well. I do like a lot of heat, in all honesty, but I think if you've got too much, it kind of kills the drinking experience. You want enough to know it's a pepper beer, I suppose. There's a little bit on the back end, but the heat is light, but the nose and the flavor are big. Oh. Well, now that it stopped raining, the sun's coming back out, and the damn flies are coming back. I was trying to get out here before the flies came out because they weren't out here a little bit ago when I came out here the first time, but it was still raining. So, but now it's getting hot and muggy, so I'm gonna have to drag myself inside. Like I said, I just didn't want to, I didn't want to bother my wife. Her and the cat, who's been on her ever since we've been home. Poor cat. I do feel bad for leaving her now, because she is an old cat. I did. I feel guilty for leaving her for 3 days. I mean, she left out plenty of food and water, a couple clean litter boxes. She was in good shape, but still, but she's 16 now, and when we lose her, it's gonna break both of our hearts because Eddie was Seamus's cat, so it's kind of like our last link to Seamus, So and we're kind of feeling that because we know she's not necessarily sick, but she is getting old. We know she's got severe arthritis, and it was storming last night. We got home and storming this morning. She's kind of been walking real stiff, and she's wanted to be near either my wife or myself ever since we got back yesterday. She doesn't want to take her eyes off us, so we probably won't leave her now for another year. I'll feel bad leaving her now. A poor old girl. Got a great old cat. She was an interesting cat. In her younger days, she was the only fetching cat I ever saw. Seamus used to have this Nerf gun called a buzzsaw. Poster comments, Eric. Seamus used to have this Nerf gun called a buzzsaw, shot these little green balls, but it made this big racket. So every time at that time we had 3 other cats. We had 3 cats total, I guess I should say. We had 3 cats at that time. And every time he'd grab it and wind it up, well, the other 2 cats would scatter and hide under something. But Eddie would go to Seamus's leg like a pointer. Just like a dog, she'd go right to his leg and just stand there and wait. He'd fire that gun, and she'd run over to the ball, get it in her little teeth, and bring it back to him. I've never seen another cat do that. The funny thing of it was she would not do that for anybody else but Seamus. I could grab the gun, wife could grab the gun, or daughter could grab the gun. Now, Eddie wouldn't go anywhere near it. But if Seamus grabbed that gun, then it was on. Eddie knew Seamus was playing. And sometimes if Seamus was doing something else, she would try to find where that gun was and just hit it with her nose or try to get his attention somehow. It was wild anyway, but she's getting old and we're kind of worried now about her. Honestly, I probably won't. I mean, unless it's something obvious that we know is wrong with her, I'm probably not going to take her to the vet because if we're going to lose her, I want to lose her here at home like we did with Shadow. When we found out when Shadow was getting real sick, we took her in and they basically said we can't do anything for her, so we can put her down. I just took her home and she kind of died in my arms. So I wanted her to die at home with us. Just kind of picked her up, told her I loved her and I was sorry, and then she was gone. That one that just about did me in, and then with this last one is going to really, it'll hurt both of us, but it's going to tug on my wife a little harder. Because Eddie's been closer to my wife than me. Because I had Shadow until November. Shadow was kind of my cat, and Eddie kind of gravitated towards my wife. But since we lost Shadow, Eddie's been a little different. Now she kind of gravitates towards both of us. Every time something, it feels like she knows when something. I won't necessarily say bad, but when we're not feeling well, or just before I went in for my surgery, every time I come home from work, she would come up and just sit right around, not get on the knee that was going bad, but come right around and kind of purr right around that area, almost like she knew exactly where my pain was. Right? She just somehow knew exactly where that pain was. And when I got home after the surgery, she would kind of do the same thing. She somehow instinctively knew not to get in that area, but she liked to come up, more up on my thigh and just kind of curl herself around. They want to make things better. Somehow she knew. So anyway, and I almost feel, I know I'm probably crazy, but I almost feel like she knows, what time of year it is because when we got back yesterday, I think she was sad that we left her because it was Seamus's birthday the day before. Because she kind of gets a little mopey too. So I just feel kind of bad leaving her. I probably won't do that again. We just wanted to be away from the house. Just kind of when walking through that Irish store, though, I could really just think of Seamus the whole time walking through that Irish store. Oh, I feel like the more I let this beer sit, the more aromatic it becomes. I did have it getting cold, but I let it sit out a little bit before I did the video, and it's kind of warmed up as I've talked over the last almost 30 minutes now. Uh, yeah, you probably want this one at about 50 to 55, and some might even say 55 to 60. Because the more I've let this sit here, the more aromatic it has become for me. So, anyways, I digress. And I have talked for almost 30 minutes, so I better wrap this up. Eric, Doug, thanks for tuning in. I am Tom the Beer Whisperer, beer evangelist, prolific beer drinker, purveyor of wisdom, and all around good guy. I got to be honest with you. Wow. I only bought a 4-pack. This was my first beer out of that 4-pack. Wish I'd have bought 2 4-packs. That beer is outstanding, especially going into the fall. I'm probably not even going to touch it again. I'm just going to stick it to, keep it to about November now. One more time, I'm feeling Tom the Beer Whisperer, evangelist, prolific drinker, prayers, all around good guy. Sláinte.